All right, guys, we have our semifinalists, which also means we have our 4 participants from CAF at the U20s World Cup for the men's side. And here's how it went down. Dramatically and in extra time. All right, so we had 4 games that were played today. 2 were kind of in the same time slot, whether that was just due to heat or what have you. First game we had was Nigeria surviving against Senegal in penalties, 0-0, then 3-1 in penalties. They got that win and were able to move on. Not a very eventful game, to be honest, but a game where there were opportunities even throughout, but no one was able to get that breakthrough. I mean, if you look at the stats, we're looking at just skimming through Google here, 15 shots to 10, 7 to 5 for Nigeria, 53 possessions to 47, and the likes. This game had a few opportunities to break through, but nothing came of it, and so Nigeria were able to make it through. Morocco gets an own goal, scored in the 115th minute of additional time. They go on. They had the better run of the game, very much. A red card in the 90th plus 8th minute kind of pushes that balance for Morocco to push and have more of that possession. But Sierra Leone, who were, for me, the story of this tournament, the surprise at least, weren't able to finish that Cinderella story, and thus they find themselves thinking what could have been in terms of getting to that great stage, to that international stage there. But Morocco, I think, if you looked on paper, you kind of saw that result coming. Probably the game of the day for so many reasons. Ghana falling to Egypt 2-2 and then 5-4 in penalties. I don't know what to say about this game. I watched this game in its entirety. The only thing I would say is if the Ghana defense could learn how to not make mental lapses, they would have won this game. Now, again, Egypt took advantage of 2 mistakes from Ghana in the first half within 10 minutes of themselves. 19th and the 27th minute. 2 long balls that were just in that gray zone of does the defender go after it or does the goalie go after it? And in both situations, Mohamed Sharif was able to get in, get the goals, and it's 2-0. Aziz Issa scores in the 45th plus second. Then there's a penalty in the 90th plus 10th minute that goes through. Ghana gets a red card in the 107th minute. Of note, Egypt makes a substitution before the penalties take place, and Ahmed Kesh, he's able to make one save, second save against the Costa Ansui, and that's the difference. Everyone else makes their penalties, and so Egypt makes it through. The hosts make it through. I mean, this game had it all. This is a game where, I said earlier, Egypt would look to be clinical in their chances, and they were, and Ghana held most of the possession. And I would say that penalty, some could say it was soft, some could say it wasn't. It was a tough choice either way, regardless. Ghana leaves this game thinking they had opportunities, but they just weren't able to put it through. If you look at the stats, it was 70-30 possession effectively. But Egypt defended well, and that was the game they wanted to play. If I'm looking at Ghana, 13 corners and no 1 goal maybe off of it, that's where I look at the game and say, you had to have punished this team more. That's the spot. If you're Ghana, you say you should have done better there. But Egypt got it done, and congratulations to them. And South Africa. South Africa gets it done. A goal in the 105th plus 4, the end of additional time, the first half of additional time. In this game, this was DR Congo fighting for life with opportunities, but South Africa gets it done. And there you have it. The 4 participants in the World Cup are set, but then also we have our semifinals. We have South Africa versus Nigeria in 1, and then we have a Northern African derby with Morocco versus Egypt. That's going to be taking place on Thursday. Good matchups, I think. South Africa versus Nigeria. I don't think Nigeria would say they've played their best football yet, but they're in a spot to win this tournament. And South Africa have been able to steal and get results. So I think they feel like a side that at the end of the game could be up 1-0, 2-1. In this Morocco-Egypt matchup, for me, I know Egypt are the host, but I think Morocco gets it done. I would almost want to say comfortably, CAF? I believe so. No, they have not played themselves. Morocco had Tunisia, but Egypt haven't looked too convincing, but they've done what they've needed to do. They've defended well and they've scored their goals, and that has pushed them to where they are here. If I had to make predictions right now, I'd say probably a South Africa-Morocco final. But Egypt has the talent, and Morocco could find themselves in the Ghana situation where they create a bunch of chances and aren't able to convert. So if I had to make a prediction right now, I'd say a South Africa-Morocco final, but it wouldn't surprise me if Egypt or Nigeria were able to get through. You guys let me know. And as always, I'm going to stop talking right here.